Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and for the longest time you were hearing so many prominent folks on the left talk about how us conservatives were manufacturing a crisis down at the U.S. southern border. There's no crisis, they said, as they were telling you that you should totally ignore all of the photographic evidence, all of the video evidence that you were seeing that there was a crisis taking place at the southern border. Okay, apparently the whole "there's no crisis" argument has gotten even too absurd for a lot of the folks on the left now, so many of them have finally dropped that whole talking point. There are still some holdouts, though. You still do have your occasional Democrat politicians, fake news media members claiming there's no crisis at the southern border, but a lot of them have come around and they've just stopped saying anything about it, which means that they've all but publicly admit that yes, conservatives were right all along. There is a crisis taking place at the U.S. southern border, but sadly, even the Democrats and the rhinos who have all but publicly stated that there's a crisis taking place at the southern border, yeah, they still haven't agreed to do anything about it. And something most certainly does need to be done about it, because this is the biggest crisis facing the United States of America. You have foreign nationals illegally entering the United States through the U.S.-Mexico border. They're doing this without end. And we know that illegal migration, it causes great harm to the United States of America, to its citizens. We know that illegal migration places a roughly $130 billion burden on American taxpayers each year. We know that plenty of diseases have come through this country and affected American citizens. We know that countless American citizens have been harmed, even killed by illegal aliens. So yes, this is a crisis. It is the biggest crisis we're facing today in the United States of America. I mean, heck, we just had the border officials come out and say that in the early hours of Tuesday, right after midnight, that they had apprehended a group of roughly 420 individuals at one spot in New Mexico that they say is the largest group that was ever apprehended all together at one single time. And then the border officials said just about 2 hours later, at another position in New Mexico, they took into custody a group of roughly 230 individuals. You're talking in that relatively close space in New Mexico, in just the span of a couple hours, you had two groups of people coming into this country illegally that border officials say totaled 650 people. And that's not counting all of the caravans that we've seen of thousands upon thousands upon thousands of illegals that have entered our U.S. southern border illegally. That's not counting any of the groups of various sizes we've seen enter the United States illegally through the southern border. That's not counting any of the individuals that we have seen entering the United States illegally through the southern border. I mean, it's a problem that has been going on. It's not getting any better. We have countless people still funneling into this country, and it's going to continue to happen. These illegal aliens entering our country without end, until we finally get serious about this in Washington, D.C. Look, President Trump and his congressional allies on this, they've been doing a great job. They've been fighting endlessly for the solution that will so clearly work here. We need to reform our immigration laws, strengthen our immigration laws, so they go from being pro-illegal alien to being pro-United States of America, pro-American citizen, and we finally need to meaningfully secure our southern border with a meaningful physical barrier. Yes, something like a wall. That absolutely needs to happen, and we cannot delay on this. This should have happened a long time ago. It needs to happen immediately for the good of United States citizens, for their financial and physical well-being, and for the good of this country going forward, so that we won't be totally overrun and can actually have a legitimate nation going forward. And that's all the time that we have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.